Hey, it's your girl Anna. Welcome to Guileless Intentions. We're keeping it real, uncut, and unfiltered. All right, y'all. Happy New Year. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 1. I'm so excited to be back in the building.
Yes.
As some of you may notice, my lovely co-host Jasmine is not here at the moment, but for now, I'm holding it down. So today, I have a very special guest in the building. Her name is Miss Saisha, a.k.a. Homeless Heart. She is a very interesting woman that I met on Instagram, and once I heard her story, I just had to ask her to join the platform. So tell us a little bit about yourself, girl.
Hey, well, thank you for having me on. I am an artist. I am an activist. And I am a homeless woman. And I enjoy educating the public about some of the things that we deal with on a daily basis while I have traveled through 6 shelters in 6 months.
Wow.
I like to show off some of the good things that I experienced with my sisters, and I also like to highlight some of the bad things that we experience with staff.
All right, so what kind of art do you specialize in?
I am an abstract expressionism artist.
Ooh, that sounds so fancy.
It is, girl. So basically, I like to use anything that leaves an imprint.
Really?
Yes, my sneakers, my shoes, a tree, subway tiles, the platforms.
Okay.
My hands. I hate paintbrushes. So
No paintbrushes.
No paintbrushes.
Wow.
And
So-
whatever comes out, comes out.
So is your art tied to a specific thing like emotions and what's your inspiration for your pieces?
I stress paint, girl.
Therapeutic.
Art is therapy, just like music and other things. Any form of ways to express yourself. And basically, I like to make a mess. And then I have OCD. And after I splash the paint, I like to clean the house. So,
Oh my goodness, that's so trivial.
Yo,
OCD
seriously.
and wow. Okay, so do you have any pieces with you?
I do. I brought you a gift.
Yes, let's see it. Let me see.
I
Let me
believe
see.
it's in my purse. You want me to get it?
Yeah, you can.
Sorry. So here's my heart.
Oh, that's
Hey.
so beautiful.
I brought you the gold because I was feeling like,
You know what? That's definitely one of my favorite aesthetics: gold and white and the black.
good.
I love neutral colors.
There you go.
All right, Can we get a close up on this? How do we?
Oh, they want me to put it in the camera?
Yes.
Okay, so here's my heart.
All right, now tell us. So your name is Homeless Heart.
Right.
You have a heart in your hair.
Yes.
Show that off, sis. Show that off.
Yay.
Period. Okay, don't play with her. And now you brought me in heart. So what's the significance in this?
Okay, so the hearts, I feel like every girl when they're growing up and they're upset or they feel betrayed by their boyfriends or their family, they start drawing hearts in school. And so that's what I was doing one day in my 4th shelter and just doodling little hearts. I never thought that I would be the homeless heart, but I just ended up the homeless heart because the people that I was surrounded by were hyping me up. Oh, you're the homeless heart. You're the hardest. You're the heart artist. And
Because that's something that you would constantly paint was like
right, it
different
was just
hearts.
hearts. And I just kept splashing. I would melt crayons and make hearts out of crayons. The more colors, the more different materials, everything would just be a heart. Because it was
Wow.
like the colors would melt together. And that's what I like about it. I've made about 500 paintings in 6 months. Just splash and paint. And okay. Sorry. So yes, I've made a lot of hearts, all different colors. I use different materials. I use different grids on the street.
So it's like your signature.
That's my signature. I love the heart story. I tell people so I paint concrete clothes and canvases.
Concrete.
So I paint hearts on the street. And I tell people to step on my heart, and they're like, "Why would I do that? That sounds so mean." And I'm like, "Well, hasn't your heart been stepped on? Doesn't every heart need a home? And when you have a home, do you feel loved and understood at home?
Right.
Because as a homeless woman, all I have is my community, right? If I'm hungry, I got to go to the bodega. If I'm hungry, I got to go to the cafeteria. I'm always around people at all times. So as long as I got someone I can talk to or someone who's encouraging me or supporting me in my struggle, then my heart belongs to my community. It don't really matter where I sleep as long as I have someone who's hyping me up.
Now, there's different forms of homelessness, right? Your particular journey, you are not street level, thank God.
I'm not.
You are
so when
activist for women in the shelter. So tell me a little bit like about what that experience is like and how that ties in with your whole artistic.
Okay, so I'm an activist for all homeless people.
Okay.
But given that I am a single woman in a singles shelter, it always gets tied back into like feminism. And they say, oh, well, you talk about women only. No, I don't. Men need attention too. So do children. So do teenagers.
Right.
But because I am currently in a women's shelter, then I see how the women get treated. And I don't like it. Because if we leave our homes, our boyfriends, our families, because of domestic violence, something to that nature, and the only option we have for safety or for food or sanity is a shelter, then the people that run the shelter don't have the right to violate us.
Right.
Because I can do it all day for free. You don't get paid to mistreat me or anyone else because I have nothing else to do but to tell you what is not good for the human planet.
I definitely feel like there is definitely a stigma with homelessness, and it's a real problem in New York, in states like California, the most expensive cities where you would think that they would be able to afford housing for everyone is where we have the greatest numbers of homelessness. And I do feel that it's very unfortunate that a lot of times people are judged because of their circumstances. Because I always say, if you live in paycheck to paycheck, you one step away from being homeless. You know, up today, down tomorrow. And there are so many great people, you know, that has nothing to do, you know, your living circumstances should be nothing but motivation. But it has nothing to do because there are so many great, talented people as yourself doing different things that are in unfortunate circumstances for the moment. So I'm really happy that you are so vocal about your experience and sharing, you know, and bringing awareness to the conditions of the shelter and the stigmas and how women are being treated. So I have to ask you, what is one of your greatest lessons that you have gotten from first of all, how long have you been?
Okay, so I walked away from my life about 7 months ago.
Okay.
What have I learned through this journey?
Yeah.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Oftentimes, I walk around with my Coach bag and I have my Burberry perfume on or whatever perfume, and people go, oh, well, you don't look homeless. I'm still a woman. I walked away with my makeup, my bags, my good sneakers, and everything else I could buy at Rainbows. You know, like, let's keep it real. But there are nurses in the shelter. There are teachers in the shelter. My friend, she works for 311. The cause that you're thinking you're making, you're getting the answers from a person who lives in a shelter. So don't judge a book by its cover. I will deface my Coach bags in art protest because you don't know me. You don't know where I've been. I do have a background, entry-level positions in social services.
Okay.
So,
same.
That's
my field, yeah.
I've been an HIV counselor in city jail. I have been a case manager in some of these settings that I live in. These shelters have case managers. You don't need a college degree to be a case manager.
No.
You don't. You need a high school diploma. Yeah. And honey, I went to high school, I graduated high school, and I got at least 10 credits in college, so I'm probably better off than you are. So don't tell me you didn't get that training on cultural ethics. Don't tell me you didn't get that training on compassion.
Empathy.
And empathy. Do not tell me that you're better because you get a paycheck. Because
you know, it's so funny. Literally, for my 9 to 5 yesterday, I just came back from, you know, vacation from the new year, and I had to do a mandated reporter training. And one of the modules was focusing on biases. subconscious biases that happen with DV victims. You know, officers or law enforcement or government officials tend to automatically assume a situation is going a certain way because of inner city, you know, the way it's set up, because of the minorities, whether it be Hispanic and blacks. It's so many biases and stigmas attached to it. So it's so crazy that you said that.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna ask you, what is your motivation to stay positive throughout this whole experience?
I always say that no one is ever going to be positive all the time. And let me tell you, I have my tantrums, I have my meltdowns, I have mental health, things that I battle with, not suffer from, but battle with. Because every day you have an opportunity to start fresh.
Right.
And I will go cry in the shower for a good hour. And then when I'm done crying, I will go put on my makeup and remember that I'm the homeless heart. And
Period.
hello, talk to me nice or not
The
at all.
Beyonce of the shelter, are you done?
You know, but the reality is, like, some days I go to the cafeteria and I don't have my sports bra on and I got my little nightie, just like everybody else. I'm relatable.
Everyone has their days.
You know, sometimes I've traded art for a sandwich because people don't want to donate to my cause. I have to go borrow some Kool-Aid from my neighbor. This is the real life, real deal stuff. Yeah. But the reality is that there's a lot of people in those shelters that have good jobs, good morals. They're not out there slinging and sliding. They're not out there partying and doing drugs. I don't do drugs. I drink a little bit. Hold up. Let me take a drink.
Hello? Take a sip.
You know, I do whatever's legal these days. you know, on a Friday night, you know, after 11, after my work gets done. Anything that's going to help you get through your day, I do not judge what you do.
Right.
If I don't do it, don't invite me to do it because I'm going to just tell you no. But you cannot tell people how to heal through their journey. I prefer therapy. So I do go to therapy. I do go to anger management in order to heal. In order to create a child, you have to heal the inner child. So that's what I do all day.
And that's in addition to the art therapy that you do for yourself.
So my art therapy, that's me on my just every day. I'm in my shelter, just like you have a table here. I am in a special accommodations shelter. In this level of in this stage of my shelter life, although I have been in rooms with 100 girls, I have been in rooms with 2 girls, 3 girls, 4 girls. Now, because of my PTSD and my PTSD and my borderline personality disorder, I have special accommodations to be in a single room. Thank you, Jesus. So now that's a good thing. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm in a room by myself. Yes, it's a twin bed that's horrible to sleep on. But I do have a TV. I do have a desk. I use that to paint, to eat, to write, whatever it is that I need to do for that day. That is my office at the shelter. I feel like I am the client and the staff because I'm in there making sure that people are acting right. If I see a girl acting crazy, yo, sis, what you doing? Don't do it.
So you're like a support for others.
I try to be. I mean, I'm not perfect. And trust me, I've had my tantrums. And I'm not always proud of my behavior. But at the end of the day, I have mental health things that I'm dealing with. And at the end of the day, I'm going to therapy for it. So I can try to be on my best behavior, but I don't get paid to be on my best behavior. Shelter staff gets paid to be cordial and considerate. You don't have to like us, but you don't get paid to act a fool with us. We're not doing that.
Right.
Because I know both sides of that coin.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Where do you see this journey of yours going? Like, what do you hope to accomplish with, because you're growing. You're definitely growing. You know, your Instagram caught my attention. It was shared by another good friend of mine's. And I loved what I saw. I saw you doing interviews and spreading awareness. So what is your overall goal with the platform that you're building?
I do want a nonprofit. People think it's the art. Like, I want to be like the Beyonce of art. No, it's not that. I don't want to be Basquiat. That's not what I want to do. I want to change the world in a small way, right? Because that's what we were brought to this. We were brought into this world to help other people.
Identify your gift and share it.
Exactly. Jesus gave the gift to me, and if you have $1, I will give you my art. If you have $100, I will give it to you. Or if you give me a sandwich, I would trade art for tweezers. Don't play with me. So, there's many, and, sometimes people donate to my cause and never get my art. I do tell people that I am 36 years old. I am no one's mom.
Where are you from? Wait, hold on. What you rap? Where you rapping? Where you from?
I'm from everywhere.
What's your hometown?
Okay, I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Woo!
Hey,
stands up. Y'all know I'm a Bronx girl.
You a Bronx girl?
I am a Bronx girl.
From where?
A little bit of everywhere.
Okay, so, but I always say I rep 3 places. So I'm New York, what is it? New York attitude, Florida vibes. No, New York attitude, Florida vibes, and Cali soul.
Oh, I love me some Cali.
I've lived there for a while.
Girl, I'm going there soon.
I left because of the earthquakes and the wildfires. We're not doing that.
You know what's so crazy? Mm-hmm. My parents lived in Cali when I was a baby. Mm-hmm. And my brother was born out there. And I really remember, I don't know how old I was, but I remember being in an earthquake. Like, my father grabbed me, my mother grabbed my brother, and I remember the beds just sliding. And my mother was like, you remember that and you still want to move over there? And I'm like, yes, I love Cali.
Listen, the first time I had an earthquake in Cali, I was due to go on a cruise. So I was lit in the morning. And I'm like, what the hell? And the clothes moving. So I said, babe, why the clothes moving? We got ghosts. She's like, no, there was an earthquake.
Oh, my God.
The second time that I experienced an earthquake, I was on the Mount St. Jacinto or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's by Palm Springs. It was like the tallest mountain in Cali. And there was an earthquake of like 6.7. So I'm up there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. And the mountain shook. And I was on the tram coming down, and the whole car is like, do you want us to call the ambulance? And I said, for what? I need to get to the floor. By the time they come out of the ground, don't call them. Just get me off the mountain.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah. So, I don't.
So, do you think you'll ever be like a traveling artist? Like going to these different states, sharing and speaking on your experiences?
Yes, but I don't do planes. I don't do claustrophobia. Don't lock me up in a room. I feel institutionalized in many
So you
aspects.
driving?
No, if I'm a traveling artist, somebody's driving for me. We gonna blow up like that big.
I know that's right. Speak it.
Right? Listen, if I'm making money off this arts, somebody is driving me. That's the only thing that I would pay for is a cook and a driver.
So tell everyone where they can find you, like your pages. And if you have a website, anything like that.
I don't have a website. I'm broke. I'm homeless. So if you want to find my projects, if you want to find my GoFundMe, if you want to support me via Cash App, I am the Homeless Heart. But just
start with your Cash App.
Homeless Hearts.
There you guys have it. Homeless Heart. HOMELESSHEART.
Yep.
Okay, and your Instagram.
Homeless Heart.
Is there any underscore anything?
It's home_less_heart.
Yeah, you gotta tell them.
But now, all you gotta do is tell somebody, oh, I'm the homeless heart. And they type it in and it pops up. So
okay,
I don't need the underscore.
Sister, she's on the map. Okay, she's on the map. She has arrived. Period.
I got about 2,030 followers, and I've met at least 1,800 people in 6 months. It's not for clout. I've met these people. I've broke nights. In person. I've broke nights.
Amazing.
I've starved some nights because shelter shenanigans had me in the park all night, breaking night. And I would sit there with my signs and talk to everybody in Queens. So I've met these people. That's why if you type my name into Instagram, I am the Homeless Heart. Period. I love everyone who loves me, and those who don't love me, I don't care, because you don't know my life and you don't know what I had to give up to be here. And my only goal is to help the rejected feel loved. Don't judge me if you see me drinking wine in the street, because I'm still 36.
She needs a glass, okay?
Hey, I'm still 36 and still trying to have a normal life, so don't judge me. I am not I'm
Well,
no
Jesus
one
drank wine, so we good.
And he did other things, but people don't want to admit that. Listen, we are unfiltered and uncut.
We take so many things for granted. The small things.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able. Sorry. Just being able.
Don't break my heart. She's
No.
breaking my heart over here.
It's so special.
Oh Lord, don't break the heart.
Just being able to, go home. Like just don't. I always say don't take it for granted. I want to ask you a question.
Sure, anything. Unfiltered.
Are you? Because I love girl talk.
Sure.
Are you into celebrity news?
Of course.
What do you think about this whole Diddy situation?
He got the money, and he got the confidence.
Because the reason why I'm going this way is because we're talking about homelessness, and then you see all these people, and I saw like New Year's he spent it on a big yacht and all that, and a lot of me and my friends are saying like he's allowed to do the things that he's doing because of his billionaire status. He's allowed to invite all his children's mothers to one boat, all his kids, and the girl he's dating, the one that everyone's fond of from City Girls, Carisha, like she's accepting of these things because he is who he is with the money. What do you think about that? Do you think it's like...
He worked for it, so leave him alone. And if he's dealing with girls that are allowing that, leave them alone.
I don't think he's lying to anybody.
No. I didn't say that. I said he worked his ass. Can I curse?
Of course, we're keeping it guileless.
I speak all languages, especially
French.
Exactly.
Listen, I cuss like a sailor.
Listen, Listen. This is the thing. P. Diddy made himself P. Diddy. I'm making myself the homeless heart. People don't know how much I work every day. I haven't slept in 2 days because those little videos that we do here behind production, people don't know. One video that takes me 10 minutes took me 36 hours to cut and paste every word. Don't talk to me about what I do when I make my money from my art because I've done what I had to do. I put in the time. You don't know what I did. The fact that you bought me a cheeseburger or donated to my one little piece of art, 500 paintings, I could have been a millionaire and out of the shelter in month number 2.
Yeah.
P. Diddy is who P. Diddy wants to be because he earned that for himself. Any girl that is allowing him or participating in his shenanigans, let them live, bro.
She also has her own career and makes her own money as well,
them live. Listen, hopefully they're protected because we don't want anybody to be sick. But
he just had a baby, so.
But if they get sick,
I don't know about the protective part. But,
listen,
I'm sure he has enough money to make sure he's clean and all that.
At least he got enough money to get the best doctor. So
Right.
Yo, let's be real though.
How old is Diddy? He's 52?
I don't know. I date him. He got $1 billion for me. He likes Spanish girls from the Bronx.
I can't. Jenny from the block.
He's
black.
Listen, I was on that 6 line too. Cypress.
That's crazy. J-Lo is from Cypress.
I'm a little thick, but it's okay.
Listen, that's what they paying for now. I
don't judge anybody. Listen.
I totally agree with you, though.
These girls, they can do whatever they want. Why are you bothered by them?
Listen.
You want to hear
do whatever makes you happy.
I always tell people, you don't eat me, nor do you feed me. So shut up.
Yeah.
I don't need to impress no one.
Yeah.
Self-love is primary. If nobody loves me, I love me. I got to look at myself in the mirror.
What's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Woo!
Hey!
I'm a Taurus.
I know you are, baby. High five.
Yeah, I have a homegirl that's a Pisces, and you're very much giving, enjoy life. Like,
I do.
Just live life and make my money and do what makes me happy, and it is what it is.
Listen, I'd rather have good food than money. I'd rather have good friendships than money. There's some places that I could walk now and people be like, what up, heart? When I was in high school, nobody even knew who I was. And I was ugly. And people judged me then. They judge me now. But at least now they know not to mess with me. I'm heart on both extremes. I'm all loving, all kind, all love and support. But do not cross my border. I won't cross the line.
Then it's go time.
It's go time. Listen, I don't just get regular mad. I get PTSD mad. I get blackout mad because I don't feel like anybody has the right to disrespect another human being. We grown. If I tell you, please stop talking because you're making me uncomfortable, and you choose to keep talking, your pride is not my problem.
And when you're having those moments of high, feeling high feelings, do you think that that's when you kind of revert back to your artistic outlet? Do you think that helps to bring you back to
a centering because
place?
I like I said, anything that cures the pain at the time. But for me, it's not alcohol. I did my thing in my 20s. I lived. I traveled.
Yeah.
Now it's like I want to be grounded. What I want at this age is family, calmness, love, watch good movies, and painting is just a quiet thing I can do. It's quiet, art, but it's still messy and gritty.
Would you like to see some of your stuff in a museum one day?
I will have it. Like, that's not even a question. It's happening. It's in the works.
Okay, sis. Please keep us informed so that we can check you out.
An invitation.
Yes, please.
I will still be making little hearts on little canvases because
don't forget about the little people.
You not what?
Let me hold on to my heart real.
Hold on to my heart. You hold on to my heart. I have women, men that show up to my shelter. And while staff is looking at me, I'm going outside making videos because strong black women, strong Hispanic women, strong white women, Asian, all types of women show up to me to support the homeless girl that's giving away arts. So talk to me nice or not at all because we're not nice, baby. We gotta talk about the good people that are in these shelters. Yeah, not everybody is doing what they have to do, but the ones
it's not always the stereotype.
That's not always the stereotype. Yeah. And let me just try to get my thoughts together a little bit because I gotta say something that's very important. So people say, well, you can articulate yourself. You are able to convey, you are able to apply pressure. Well, why are you still there? Why am I still there? Because there's housing discrimination. We have vouchers. I got my voucher when I was 2 weeks in. Wow. I've had my voucher for 7 months. People wait a long time for them, but I got mine in 2 weeks. So the problem with that is landlords don't want to give.
There's a discrimination.
I can't even tell them that I'm an activist or an artist. They don't care.
Yeah.
Before I became homeless, my credit was decent. It wasn't great. Let's not go there, but it was like 500, 600. And now it dropped down to a 4. They want you to have good credit. How are you gonna have good credit if some of these people never even worked?
But I thought that I was under the impression that the homeless population sometimes were exempt from credit check, especially post pandemic. Is that not true?
Yeah, there's a disclaimer on the voucher that says landlords cannot discriminate on the voucher.
Because even people that are not homeless and that are currently employed,
come on,
a lot of people's credit was affected by the pandemic. So I thought that wasn't even like a part of. So
let me tell you how this works. Every day, at least for 30 minutes, I go on these Street Easy, Craigslist, and all Trulia, and all these blah 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 blah. I send messages. Hi, I have a City Feb's voucher. Sometimes I don't even tell them. Hi, I'm interested in the apartment. I have a view. Can I see the apartment?
Right.
And they're like, oh, come through. And then when you get there, they say, oh, well, how's your credit? What's your income like? How many people? Do you have pets? You have to answer those questions. Once you tell them you have a voucher, they'll be like, okay, I'll give you a call. And what happens is they keep showing the apartment and they find the person that's right for them. So they're not technically discriminating. They just find somebody that's more appropriate for their guidelines.
Right.
See, that's how they discriminate without discriminating. Because if you send me an email that says, no, you have a city vouchers, that's discrimination. And me as an activist, I'm going to the assembly, man. Because I am the Karen, the Karina, and the Katrina. I will go protest in 42nd Street. I will go to the assembly meetings.
So that's what your activist, the part of your name comes from, is you actually taking the initiative to reach out to the officials that you need to reach out to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's very important because I feel like in our community we complain a lot, but no action is done. You know what I'm saying? And then I have friends that are Caucasian or Asian,
And if they get upset about something that's happening, they're holding meetings, they're writing letters, they're showing up, they're breaking down doors. I feel like Black people, we do protest, but there is a protest when someone is killed off of police brutality,
and that's all
I feel
bullshit.
Like even and also another thing that's also important that I realized is voting, not just for the presidential candidate, but even starting off with the smaller, more local officials, because it's a pyramid, and it all makes a difference with who has the say so on, you know, what rules and things can happen in our community.
So in a stereotypical way, I say I'm the Karen, because I will go and call 311 every day of my shelter life. I will. Don't listen. So my biggest issue in my shelter experience is that I suffer from PTSD nightmares. I've had them all my life, not because of this experience, but I've had them since I was a child. So if I have PTSD nightmares and they're doing wellness checks every 3 hours, they come in your room, bad check. Excuse me, I provided you a note from my psychiatrist that says you can't wake me up in the middle of the night. So if I wake up in the middle of the night and you wake me up and my blood pressure is high, I'm calling the ambulance. Call the ambulance, because now I'm ready to tick, tick, boom. Right? You know, you're aware of my PTSD, but yeah, because shelter rules are you have to check every 2 hours. Now, you're messing with my health, you're messing with my mental health, right? So call the ambulance. So now they don't come to my room at 2 o'clock in the morning no more, because shelter staff don't want to write those reports.
So what is one thing you think one thing that would be the first step in improving shelter conditions for women?
Well, so let me just say, before we go there, let me just talk about how I feel like there should be women staff in women shelters. There should be male staff in male shelters. Because homie is not going to talk to homie like that. And a girl is not going to talk to another girl like that. Because girls are sensitive. Mm-hmm. I don't care how lit you are. You talk to a girl nice, she's going to talk to you nice. You talk to her crazy, she's going to get crazier. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
You talk to a man disrespectful, the energy will match.
Right.
So put woman with woman and put men with men. And I promise you, violence will go down and people will get treated nice.
That's a very good point.
So that is how I feel. And I will fight until, you know what, you could leave me in the shelter another 5 years, because I'm going to make the change. And I'm okay with my single room. It's nice. I don't like wearing flip-flops to the shower every day. But if that's necessary to make some change, then let's do it. Because what more can I lose in life? All I can do is change the world in a small way. This is my city, right?
Right.
You know how many girls been to shelters? But you know what? I could curse, right? We don't get respect because niggas call us shelter hoes. I'm no shelter hoe. I've never even been pregnant. I'm 36 years old. I've never been to jail. But I can't go on a regular date because I had to leave a situation that was not healthy for me. I'm there trying to do the best that I can do. But I go outside to smoke a cigarette at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, what up, ma? And then I got to threaten everybody on the block. Who you think you talking to? I'm the homeless heart. If you don't know about me, you better get on the internet and find out. I don't tolerate disrespect on my body or anybody else's body. And if you're looking for that, you better go to freaking Amsterdam because there's girls out there by the millions selling their souls.
So what is your greatest piece of advice for women who are currently in your situation and, you know, trying to keep their faith and keep their level head and, you know, may not have anyone to talk to or any outlets to vent to? What is your greatest piece of advice?
I'm not a counselor. That's the first thing. I'm a human being and I live there. There are resources listed on every cork board, but y'all think y'all too ghetto and gangster to use that information. No. Go to your social worker. Talk to your social worker. I'm not going to say case managers are not doing what they can because, you know, I was a case manager. But if you need help, go get it.
But what about the woman that
they could come to my room and I'll talk to them, but I don't give relationship advice.
I don't mean in your shelter. I mean in general.
In general,
if there are women out here that are gonna watch this interview and they're gonna say, "Hey, I'm in a similar situation. You know, I'm in a shelter, and you know, I need some type of intrinsic motivation or outside, you know, extrinsic motivation, and I feel like I'm down, and I'm looking at her, I'm inspired. She's homeless heart." What is your greatest piece of advice for women to keep their heads up while they're in the shelter?
Stay active. You got to get up every day like you're going to work. I don't care if you're going to work. I don't care if you're getting up to go sit in the park for 10 hours. I sat in the park 10 hours, 15 hours a day with a sign that said, bring a snack, take a snack. If I don't eat the snack, somebody else will eat the snack. I don't even like to take money in public because that's the stigma about homeless people. Can I have $1? No, if you want to give me $1, find me on Instagram and cash at me. So I don't feel bad and you don't feel bad for giving me extra or more than what you can afford. I'm not here to encourage people to do better. I'm here to survive my situation. And I've always worked. It doesn't matter if I worked at Walmart, Target, Ross, where else? I've worked a lot of retail. But it doesn't matter where you work. As long as you have that mentality to get up and go to work, anything could be your project. I don't get an income for this. Sometimes I eat nasty ass chicken nuggets with no ranch. So you have to stay motivated. You are your motivation. You are your doctor. You are your case manager. You are your social worker.
Right.
You got to press everybody in the system. Hi, Mr. Housing Specialist. Can you please let me know what the status is of my application? You have to do it. And it's going to take time. I might be there another year. I might be famous before I actually use my voucher. But let me tell you something.
I'll rate you going, girl.
But let me tell you something. I'm going to use my voucher because this is my city. I was born here in Lincoln Hospital. Right?
Shout out to the Bronx again. I'm sorry. You just got to run that back.
Woo, woo, woo. You know, I was born here. My first job was working in Parks and Recreations. I used to clean the park at 14. I paid my dues in my city. You know, I went to public school. I had public school lunch. I am a New Yorker. Right. So if I have to be in a shelter until the system helps me because they promised me that, then let's go. I'm not in a rush to go anywhere.
Right.
If my boyfriend if I meet a nice guy and he wants to come see me, yes, honey, I live in a shelter. If he feels some type of way, he could go to a shelter because I'm not taking that in my home. No, respect is respect is respect. A woman is a woman is a woman.
Right.
You know, I get a lot of questions. Well, how do I get in the shelter? What is your advice? Not so much what do I do when I'm in the shelter. The question is, what should I do before I go in the shelter?
Prepare themselves mentally.
My best advice is you go to a doctor and a mental health and you tell them that you have depression. Oh, well, I don't have depression. Yes, you do. Because if you're leaving somewhere, that shit is depressing. So you have a mental health condition now. If you're leaving a boyfriend, your mama, your sister, your father who's abusing you, that's called depression. You're absolutely depressed and you absolutely should be accommodated for that.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to general population.
I think when it's like a DV situation, because there's different forms of shelters too as well. There's family shelters. And the reason it's not always abuse sometimes is because of financial circumstances and things like that.
Yes, that's true. But I can't speak for people that have children because I'm not a mom.
Right.
And I can't give advice on anybody else's kids. I'm the auntie. You know, they could come color with me, but that's it.
Okay. So I want to thank you for joining our platform. I think your story, of course, I think your story is very interesting and unique. And I think that someone watching this may be able to relate, or they know someone that's going through this experience, and it's very uplifting to see that you are making the best of your situation regardless of what it is, and you're beautiful and your light shines, and we want to see all the great things you're doing. So drop your Instagram one more time.
Home, HOME _ less LESS _ hearts.
Yes.
EART.
And you have your artwork displayed on your Instagram.
All of my projects, every piece of art that I have ever given out.
And your Cash App, in case they want to support and donate.
Homeless Hearts.
Thank you so much for joining this platform.
Thank you so much, sis. Thank you.
All right, you guys. Thank you. That's a wrap.